Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to start our first show. It's the Nerd Degree on the main stage. Come along if you want to watch. Or if you'd just like to sit down for a little while, that's fine as well.
Zoom, enhance.
Ready to the big time. Yeah. Alright, hello everyone and welcome along to the Nerd Degree. The Nerd Degree is a comedy panel show. We record it, we release it as a podcast around the world. But today, very excited to be recording here live from the very beating heart of nerdery here at Armageddon in Christchurch. My name is Brendan. What's going to happen over the next half hour is I've got together two teams of nerds. I'm going to be asking them questions that are going to challenge their knowledge of all things pop culture and science related, and we will discover who is the wittiest nerd and the nerdiest wit. So, ladies and gentlemen, in just a moment I'm going to say, welcome to the Nerd Degree, and then you guys are all going to go crazy with applause. We good? We good? Okay, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Nerd Degree! Alright. These guys are amazing.
Oh, that was so spontaneous and genuine.
I literally had to bribe some people in the audience. We'll sort it out. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Nerd Degree. First of all, let us meet our team, starting on this side.
Hello there, my name is Jeff Clark. I'm a comedian, writer, and a big comic book nerd, as you can probably tell from my t-shirt.
Jeff, I want you to tell me, so we're at Armageddon, but if this was a real Armageddon, what do you think your chances would be of surviving?
I think I would have a pretty high chance of surviving in a real Armageddon situation because I have two children that are under 10, so their morality is not yet fixed, so I could just train them to become bloodthirsty killers and allow them to hunt on my behalf.
That's beautiful. Thanks, Jeff.
My name's Henry Nas. I am a radiographer, improviser, and gamer. If I was in an Armageddon, maybe like a zombie apocalypse, I think I'd be maybe that zombie that Rick first comes across in the first episode, the one with half a body. I think I'd be gone pretty quick. It's pretty grim, but hey.
But memorable.
Yeah.
Okay, together you guys are forming a team. What is the name of your team?
Because of our identical dress sense, we are Civil Wardrobe.
Thank you, Civil Wardrobe.
Good applause. I'll take it.
Appreciate it. Okay, and on this side, who have we got?
My name's Erin Harrington. I'm a lecturer in popular culture type business at the University of Canterbury, and in an Armageddon I'd probably be at work, and I work on the 6th floor of an impregnable building. So I build myself a book fort and arm myself with office supplies and work my way through stale tea bags until I starve to death.
Brief cameo from an announcement here. And Andrew.
Hello, my name is Andrew. I'm a writer for birthmoviesdeath.com and gameplanet.co.nz, and co-director of the movie Ghost Shark 2 Urban Jaws. You can buy it right now at ghostshark2.com.
Shameless.
In a real Armageddon, I think I would survive by befriending animals. I'm very good at patting animals and making them feel great, and so I think I would befriend them, and then they could hunt for me, and also at night we could all snuggle up in a big pile.
I have been meaning to say, Andrew, most of your video game reviews are on how pettable the animals are.
That's true.
I like how your strategy is basically the same as mine, only with animals instead of people.
It's also basically the same as my strategy in everyday life anyway.
So, Erin and Andrew, what is your team going to be called?
We are the Dawn of Just Us.
So we have Civil Wardrobe versus Dawn of Just Us. It's time to move on to our first round. This is the Nerd Quotient round, in which I will be asking you impossibly difficult questions to do with pop culture. You will have to do your best to answer them. We'll start with Civil Wardrobe, but first, of course, all of our rounds are sponsored, and this round is sponsored by Tyrion's Animal Family Planning Clinic, because a Lannister always spays his pets. Now,
Setting the tone.
They get worse.
Yeah.
Civil wardrobe. Here's the first question. How did a 52-year-old American man add 2 inches in just 1 year?
I've seen a website about this.
This is a family show.
No, okay. 2 inches in just 1 year.
Did he have scoliosis and had a kind of a corrective surgery to lengthen his spine?
Yeah, did he stop working on a computer? Did he improve his posture and sort of go outdoors?
He definitely wasn't working on a computer.
It was the gentleman who was on the space station for almost a year, and because of the low gravity, I think he expanded vertically, not horizontally. I don't think they've got very good food in space.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. So astronaut Scott Kelly just returned to Earth after 340 days in space, and he's temporarily 2 inches taller than he previously was due to the zero gravity conditions.
Only temporarily.
He's going to compact due to gravity over time.
Fair enough.
So his chance for a basketball career is quite a small window. Dawn of Just Us, follow-up question, and this may seem simple, but can you name a man-made structure that can be seen from space?
A man-made structure that
Man-made, yeah. So something that Scott Kelly could have seen while he was up there.
Other spacecraft can be seen from space.
Okay, I'm gonna have to give you a point for that. I think I'm gonna take off a point for being a dick. Okay. Man-made structures on Earth that can be seen from space.
Is it one of those immense kind of planes out in the middle of the desert where they do Ford and Holden ads and they just go round and round and round in circles, kind of?
So the donuts created by Ford and Holden ads.
Yeah, it's giant Ford and Holden graffiti in the middle of the desert. It is actually, there was a whole ad about it, and they were able to take photos from the space station.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I promise.
I think that ad was misleading.
Civil wardrobe. Can you add anything to this?
Well, the Great Wall of China, I believe, is...
Okay, you're losing a
I
point for
was going
that.
to say that's the myth. That's the
The Great Wall of China is about the only thing that you can't see from outer space.
because it's like 3 or 4 meters wide. Sure, there are bigger things you can see. With Google Earth satellites, isn't it not like everything? You can see everything from space.
Well, with the naked eye from space, you can see cities at night time.
Yeah,
you can see roads through the desert.
Can you see the immense islands formed out of trash in the middle of the ocean?
Yes, you can. You can see the man-made islands in Dubai.
What about the new solar panel array that they've built in the desert? One country's just finished building a new solar panel array. Is it like a big little eye with a big black circle in the middle of the Earth? No?
Looking back at the space station.
Yeah.
Yes, anymore of the greenhouses of Almeria in Spain. 200 square kilometres of greenhouses.
Does the dissolution of the ice caps count as a man-made structure? Or is that a bit grim for
Sure, pretty good.
Yeah, the Pacific Gaia.
Can you see Will Smith's on-set trailer from space?
Yeah, that's part of his contract, is that his trailer has to be visible from space. Okay, I'm going to give you points for that. Let's move on to the next question. This one is for civil wardrobe. What evidence is there, keeping with the space theme, what evidence is there that a blue hedgehog might have moonwalked?
Blue hedgehog man. Moon?
All the gold rings are missing, so someone must have taken them. And I don't know anyone else that collects little gold rings apart from Sonic.
Yeah.
So they were there, when Neil Armstrong was there. So.
Was there a 1990s attempt to mash up Michael Jackson with Sonic the Hedgehog? Because obviously Michael Jackson had his Moonwalker computer game, and Sonic has the Sonic series. He was in his heyday in the
appeared
90s.
on Sega consoles.
Yeah. So
Sponsored by
was there like a hybrid game? Like, did they mash up the game so that you'd be like Michael Jackson and you'd run and you'd have to collect gold rings
backwards?
That's pretty close. I'll give you some points, but in fact, Michael Jackson composed a lot of the music for Sonic the Hedgehog 3.
Wow.
What? Yeah, there's been rumours about this. There's recently evidence come to light. If you listen to the music from Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and to some of his albums, you'll see that they're almost identical. So there's 2 possible explanations. Either he had his name taken off the credits because he didn't like the quality of it, or
Still didn't want to overshadow Sonic.
or his name was taken off the credits when certain news items
Fair enough,
were
yeah.
brought to light. So that is the reason. You can listen to Son of Hedgehog 3 with new ears now. All right, Dawn of Just Us. Which Caribbean pirate made headlines when he appeared in last week's episode of The Walking Dead?
I can't say that I've been legally watching the latest episode of The Walking Dead.
I know the answer to this one.
All right,
Jeff. It was Johnny Depp's severed head, specifically a head double that was made, featured as one of the severed heads being booted around during the latest episode of The Walking Dead.
In the same way that there was a severed head that looked just like George W. Bush attached to one of the walls in Game of Thrones.
It actually was, I think,
Wait, you say it actually was George W. Bush?
It actually was George W. Bush's
But
head.
the thing is, you
and
chop
they
off-
replaced his actual head with like a maquette.
Well, I've heard you chop off one of George Bush's head, two more will take its place.
So the same way that you might have the Michael Myers mask from Halloween as William Shatner.
It was actually a William Shatner mask, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. It was a George W. Bush mask on Johnny Depp's head in The Walking Dead.
Does that mean in the Walking Dead universe, Johnny Depp has been beheaded by zombies?
I feel like if he had survived in Walking Dead, we would have seen him by now.
That's true. He'd be bleeding everyone.
But his character is so Keith Richardsy, he'd still be alive and like smoking and drinking and carrying
He'd
on.
just be shambling around. No one would know if he was a zombie. You'd end up with a Bill Murray and Zombieland scenario where people would shoot him thinking he's a zombie, and no, he was just doing his Jack Sparrow.
Massive spoiler, Jeff. Okay, so I'm going to give you points for that answer. I'm going to give you points for the additional fact about the Game of Thrones severed head. And you know what? I think it's time for us to move on to our next round. This round is based around a question that we all ask ourselves sometimes, and that is, what would MacGyver do? Right. Now you guys are sitting on, one of you is sitting on a seat that will soon be sat on by Richard Dean Anderson himself. I know, it's...
Yeah.
So don't ruin it, Jeff.
I'm buttocks away from pain. I'm not going to don't get too excited.
Cheating in the car,
So, okay, first of all, have you ever MacGyvered anything?
I did. When I was a teenager, I moved into the room above the garage as a sleep out, and
This doesn't sound very MacGyverish so far.
No, well, because we only had one Christmas tree, and I felt very sad that I didn't have a Christmas tree. So what I did was, I took the box that the Christmas tree came in, and I sellotaped Christmas lights to the outside of it, and stuck ornaments through the sides of it, and put a star on the top. So I made my own Christmas box. So that was my MacGyver.
It was the saddest
situation.
episode of MacGyver ever.
Well, mine unfortunately is not much better when it kind of gets to the end of pay week. It's like, what can I do for dinner? And you're like, oh, Indomie noodles, bread, noodles and bread. And that's kind of as MacGyverish as it gets.
Culinary MacGyver.
and mustard and hundreds and thousands. I MacGyvered a career. I MacGyvered an academic career out of an abject love for horror films and an abject fear of manual labour.
Oh, very nice. Okay, so here's how this is going to work. I'm going to give you a list of... Oh, Andrew, did you... Yeah, I just looked at you and I knew you've never done anything manual.
Actually, I just remembered something.
Okay.
I made a teleprompter out of a picture frame and a cardboard box.
It sounds like a children's What Now project type thing.
I'm a child at heart.
Well, I made a TV out of a cardboard box once, so...
A cardboard box and a vivid.
Yeah.
Okay, look,
I feel like these are more MacGruber achievements than MacGyver.
here's how this is going to work. I'm going to describe the objects that MacGyver had in front of him. You guys have to work out what was the invention that he made. So, for example, in episode 9 of season 1, he had cleaning fluid, a telescope, mothballs, rope, a pulley, and handlebars.
Sounds like an amazing
He made, that was a flying fox. He used it to escape.
He made a rocket-powered harpoon gun zip line. That's true.
Yes.
Okay, so in episode 15, The Enemy Within, he had candlesticks, microphone cord, and a rubber mat. What did MacGyver make out of it?
Is that for us?
Yes.
Yeah, candlesticks,
Candlesticks,
Rubber
microphone
mat.
cord, rubber mat.
microphone.
So the episode's called The Enemy Within.
Yes.
So he's obviously suffering from some kind of gastric issue. So I would say that.
You made an endoscope.
Yeah. Made an endoscope, and then the rubber mat is in case there's any like spillage. Just puts down the rubber mat.
You're actually closer than I like to admit.
And as for the candles, it's just to set like a nice mood.
It's just to add some lubrication for the cords to go down into it. Look, no, we're talking medically, not grossly.
It's just the candles are so that like when the endoscope goes inside it, like
No, I don't want to talk about
see because it's so dark in there. Like you need to light a candle so you can see.
Civil wardrobe.
All I can think of is making a person. Like you take the mat, you roll it up, and then you use the cable to make it into segments, and then use the candlesticks as arms and legs.
I'm going to give Dawn of Justice half a point. He made a defibrillator.
Defibrillator.
We weren't even close.
Shock some. It was a medical device.
You work in a hospital.
To someone had a heart attack triggering device implanted in them that he had to counteract.
The enemy with them.
Okay, in Slow Death, he had a blood pressure cuff, a stethoscope, and an alarm clock.
Blood.
What did he make?
Heart rate monitor.
Slow death. I'm sorry, a blood pressure cuff, a stethoscope, and what's the third one?
An alarm clock.
An alarm clock.
An electric or mechanical alarm clock. This is important.
Mechanical.
Okay.
He took the bells off of the alarm clock.
Yep.
Took off the pumpy bit on the pumpy bit.
You're a medical professional, Henry.
Exactly, the pumpy bit. You look it up. That's what it's called. And he wore it as a bracelet on his enemies and put the little jingly bit. And with the stethoscope, he could hear them coming. It was like
That is 100% wrong.
Right.
Dawn of Justice.
I was wondering if he used the clock to time how long it took him to work out which of the little numbers on the blood pressure thingy meant which, because I can never remember.
Of course he made a lie detector.
Of course he did.
It's very simple. He hooked up the stethoscope to the alarm clock.
Yep.
When someone lied, it made the alarm go off.
All right.
Okay, what did he make with a sleeping bag, vodka, and a tank of oxygen?
A good night.
This is from
A very bad night.
this is from the episode Gold Rush.
Did he make a really small and narrow hot air balloon?
No, he made a hot air balloon in a different episode out of homemade glue, scraps of nylon, a metal shed, and gas canisters. So that's not what he made this time.
We've got a sleeping bag,
Sleeping bag, vodka, tank of oxygen.
tank of oxygen. Did he make one of those, kind of similarly, one of those weather balloons or one of those lanterns that people light at really lovely, beautiful weddings that then flies
So
away
he was
with
at
the
a
house?
wedding. It was an emergency.
Yeah.
He
They
has to
needed
create
a
the mood.
romantic moment. And
Look, I feel like this one is incredibly obvious.
He got drunk and made a wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man.
Did he save himself from
life raft.
hypothermia?
Well, yes, he did, because he made a bomb to explode an avalanche.
A bomb. Yeah.
Yes,
Was the
course.
vodka if everything went wrong?
that's right. That's how we got the idea in the first place.
I always liked MacGyver's flexible morality. He wouldn't use guns, but he was happy to make bombs.
All the time.
Yeah.
Okay, final one. What did he make with a bottle of sulfuric acid, a yardstick, a jar, and a very obedient dog?
A bonus level in
You
a
guys'
video game?
imaginations are running away with you. Oh, sorry,
A
Anne?
bonus level in a video game in which Andrew gets to pet the dog.
I'm going to guess a bomb.
Kind of.
Did he blow up a jeep?
He did in every episode.
Most episodes.
Yeah. Okay.
Of course, he made a catapult to launch acid to burn through the ropes that were tying him up.
It sounds like one of those problems where you have to get the fox, the bag of grain, and the chicken across the river, but with a jar of sulfur. You can't have the sulfuric acid and the dog in the same boat.
That's a good rule, actually, to live by.
Hang on. So he makes this thing to burn through the ropes that are tying him up.
Yes.
Did he?
He
So
made
I
the-
feel
he
like
made
there's
the-
another problem to be solved.
He made the
before we get
catapult
to-
with his feet, using the ruler and the jar.
Yeah.
And then
Catapults the dog.
No, the very obedient dog then had to carry the jar of sulfuric acid and place it on the catapult so that he could then kick it with his feet so the jar launched through the air and landed in its hand so it could burn. It's very simple.
Well, you'd hate to like miss the catapult and like have it smash all over your head.
This is MacGyver. He never misses.
What was the concentration of the sulfuric acid? Because that stuff's horrendous. He would have ended up with like one of those creep show.
The Phantom of MacGyver.
The acid concentration is not provided in my notes. Sorry, Aaron. Okay, we're going to move on now to our final round.
Final round.
This is the round that will decide it all. This is, of course, the Who Would Win round. But first, our sponsor. Our sponsor for the Who Would Win round is the Order 66 hand sanitizer. Wipe germs out, all of them. Now, in the Who Would Win round, I'm going to assign each of you a character from pop culture. You will have to argue who would win, and then the audience will decide who made the more convincing case. So let's see. So we're sitting right here next to this wrestling ring. So as inspiration, you guys are going to talk about Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Oh, fantastic.
In fact, his uncle's going to be here later on. So Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and for you guys, Voldemort.
All right.
Okay, so I want to know who would win between Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Voldemort.
Voldemort. Sorry. Yeah. I too read that BuzzFeed article
Yeah,
on
Brendan.
20 words I'm pronouncing wrong.
Okay, I'll take a point off myself for that. I'm sorry. Okay, so the Rogue versus Voldemort.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so Dawn of Justice, you're going to start with The Rock. I'll give you 1 minute to make your case why he would win this battle.
Sure, well, the Rock, I have to admit I don't know a lot about wrestling. I do know a lot about family films, but I do know how The Rock makes me feel, and The Rock makes me feel amazing.
I think the thing about The Rock is that every part of his body is a weapon. You've got his eyebrows, which can be manipulated individually, his pectoral muscles, his nostrils, which can be flared and used as weaponry. Obviously, the people's elbow is quite formidable, and let's not forget the rock bottom, which you don't want to.
Very firmly toned.
It's very firmly toned, and you don't want to find yourself in a fight with the rock bottom.
So he's immensely physically capable, but he also can bring around him stunt drivers, small children, tooth fairies. Who else have we got on with?
Mysterious islands.
Mysterious Island.
All right, okay, thank you very much.
He's got a posse.
I'm gonna hand it over now to Civil Wardrobe, Voldemort.
Well, obviously, Voldemort is a supremely talented wizard, but I don't think we need to go into all of his magical abilities because we've already established what would happen if The Rock was faced with magic. He runs away. Escape from Witch Mountain was a famous Rock movie. He sees witches, he runs in the other direction. So I think that the fight would be over before it even began.
Voldemort often takes a lot of. He learns from his opponents. He always takes a little bit from them. Sometimes that's like the blood of Harry Potter. He takes different things from different people.
The hand from Wormtail, yeah.
Exactly. He's a flexible kind of guy.
Yeah, but he's also a giver because he has put pieces of his soul into a lot of objects. So you'd need to get Horcruxes before you can kill him. So The Rock would not just need to use brawns; he'd need to use brains.
Yeah, on that, he's got a great supporter base to support him. Lots of dedicated fans.
Some of his views are controversial, but he's got a lot of support amongst the wizarding community.
Okay, this is not a political campaign. We're not. Okay, all right.
See, the biggest issue for me when it comes to Voldemort is that you need to smell what's cooking with The Rock, and Voldemort doesn't have a nose. It's not going to work out for him.
You talk about support. Sure, Voldemort has Death Eaters or whatever, but I'm pretty sure The Rock is not only the greatest hero in wrestling history, but also one of the greatest heroes in film history. And so there's like a crossover audience that I think will be much bigger than Voldemort's, which is a subset of the already small wizarding community. And as for Escape from Witch Mountain, sure, the Rock might run away from a witch mountain, but Voldemort, let's not forget, is like this little dude like in swaddling clothes, and even when he becomes a full-grown figure, he's Ralph Fiennes. He's not that imposing.
And Voldemort is ultimately defeated, and the Rock is never defeated.
That's right.
All right, I'm going to give you a chance to make a closing statement, then the audience will decide.
Well, you bring up The Rock's amazing movie career. Well, there is that, that scene from The Mummy Returns where that CGI Scorpion King comes out and just kind of, tarnishes that career. I don't think Ralph Fiennes, he actually cut off his nose for the role. It's a part of the dedication to his acting career.
Yeah, so I would say Voldemort has magic, The Rock has nothing.
Closing statement.
From the Scorpion King to the Fast and Furious, I think The Rock, to his extremely successful wrestling career, I think The Rock has made clear that you should never get caught between a rock and a hard place. And the thing about The Rock is that he is also the hard place.
That's what he calls his biceps, the rock and a hard place.
All right, folks, it's going to be up to you now whether you think that The Rock or Voldemort would win in a battle. By applause, who thinks that The Rock would be the winner?
That's right.
Okay. And who thinks that Voldemort would be the winner? Oh, very vocal Voldemort fans over here, but overall I'm going to have to give it to The Rock. Ladies and gentlemen, team of Dawn of Just Us.
Hooray!
All right, folks, that is all the time we have. Thank you so much for listening. So our show is The Nerd Degree. We release all our shows as podcasts. You can find us nerddegree.com. We have some flyers over there. We're here also tomorrow morning with totally different questions. Thanks, everyone. See you next time.